Hello, well today I'm going to be dyeing some of my homespun yarn and I'm going to be using red onion skins. So, whoops, nearly drop them. I've got a nice little supply here of red onion skins. It's just the outer skins off of onions and I've been told these are quite good to have a go at some dyeing. I'm using, in addition to the onion skins, feels a bit like a cookery demonstration this one, I've got some cream of tartar and some alum. Now you can get both of those from dyeing suppliers. You don't need very much. I've got a little bit here in a Tupperware. And apart from that, obviously you need your yarn. Now, something someone said to me about when you come to dye yarn is make sure that it's sufficiently loosely done. So I've just been loosening my little ties around these skeins so that you don't end up with like a tie-dye effect. So I've just been doing that and I will get cracking on. I'll just flash up, that's the recipe in case you want to repeat whatever I'm doing here. you must be mad, but there it is, that's the ingredients. Well, I've just boiled a kettle full of water and I've got my onion skins, so I'm going to pop them in the pan there and I'm going to add the boiling water. So that's going on. And what I'll do now, I'll leave this simmering on the stove for about 45 minutes or so and we'll see what that does. So I've got the onion skins in here and they're bubbling away nicely. In fact, I think I might just turn that down a little bit. And then this is going to be my mordant bath. Now the mordant, the idea of that is it fixes the dye. So the onion skins will give me the dye colour and the mordant bath will make it fix onto the wool. And the alum is the actual mordant, and then the cream of tartar that I've added in here acts as a little assistance and assister. So I'll drop that in, give it a little stir around, dissolve it in, and I'm going to let that get to about 80 degrees. In fact, I can pop the wool in there now. So I will drop the wool in, very loosely tied, and that can go up to temperature. I've put a little temperature gauge on just to try and keep a bit of an eye on the temperature. I don't want this wool to go and felt or do anything funny. So I'll take that temperature up slowly and we'll see what happens. Well, 45 minutes later and this is looking really good. I've got a nice colour in the water there. I've been keeping this one at 80 and both of them are roughly at 80 degrees. That one's just sitting there very happily at the moment. I've been stirring it now and again to mix it all around. So what I'm going to do now is strain off the onion leaves. So I'm just left with the liquid. So here we are. That's the liquid I want. Looks a nice deep colour, so hopefully that will work. There it is. Right, so final step, what I'm going to do now is add the wool to the dye bath. Now the dye bath, I've let that cool down quite a bit because there is a risk of the wool felting if I don't. So I hope I've done it enough. So I'm going to transfer that in. It needs to be wet, the wool, so that it hasn't dried out and then it takes up dye more evenly. And that's looking like it's doing its job. So what I'm going to do now is take the heat back up to pretty well close to boiling point and then I'll reduce it back down to a simmer, so up to roughly boiling and then down to about 80 degrees, and I'll let it take on the colour. And I think it's one of those things, if you want to get more colour in, you actually let it simmer for longer. Well, that's got that up to pretty well up to boiling point now. So I'll simmer this for a fair while, probably 20-30 minutes, depending how much colour it's taking up. And then I will let it cool down. Once it's cooled down, I'll wash it in some cool soapy water and that'll get rid of any loose dye, and then I'll let it dry. Well, this is now totally cooled down and it's Pretty effective actually, and I quite like the colour. So I'm just going to rinse this in some water. This is where one hopes one doesn't lose all the colour. Just using cold water, and hopefully losing any dye which hasn't taken. And what I'll do in a minute, I'll get some warmer soapy water and give it like a final hand wash and then dry it. So warm soapy wash now, and then I'll let this dry. I've given that a couple more rinses now and it's coming out clear, so that's, I think, the colour that it has taken. Well, it's all dry now and the colour's taken absolutely fine. So onion skins, pretty good all in. I'll give you a closer view in. It's quite a nice sort of natural tone really to it, and this is the thing I like about the natural dyes when I see them. They do give a very nice natural colour. Anyway, hope you enjoyed seeing that film, and see you in the next one. Bye then.